Toad says, this is all I have to do? Frog says, yep, this is all you have to do. Now we have an abrupt cut to that night. So I guess this is going to be the parts where Toad gets up out of bed and reads the seeds a story, huh? Okay, first we see Toad in bed. He's saying to himself, Toad, it's time to sleep, which is your favorite thing to do. Now sleep. And finally he says, blah, I cannot. He looks out the window, and of course the seeds haven't grown yet. He thinks maybe the seeds have not grown because they are afraid of the dark. And he thinks that he would be afraid out there in the dark too, with no one to keep him company. Yeah. He thinks his poor seeds are lonely, so he goes outside, but he didn't bring his book yet. He says, it's okay, seeds. You do not need to be afraid. Toad is here. And then he sees a firefly. He says, oh, evening, firefly. And this firefly can talk. He says, hey there, Toad. A little past your bedtime, isn't it? Wow, we have a firefly character. Were there fireflies in the books? I don't think so. Although we did have talking dragonflies in the book, in the swim story, but I don't think we ever saw fireflies. Alright, we got another new character. This is cool. And Toad explains that he's trying to grow a garden, but he thinks the seeds are afraid of the dark. And the firefly understands how Toad feels and says it's no fun being alone in the dark. He says, luckily, I've got a built-in nightlight. And then Toad asks the firefly if he and his friends can light up his yard so the seeds won't be afraid. And the firefly agrees. He says, friends and cousins who are also my friends, time to light up the night. Let's dance. And now we see a whole bunch of fireflies appearing. Looks very nice. This kind of reminds me of that story in Mouse Soup, which is also by Arnold Lobel. The story about the crickets, where that cricket kept misunderstanding that lady who wanted the chirping to stop, but the cricket kept bringing more and more of his friends. And now here we have this firefly who's inviting his friends over, but Toad's totally okay with it. He wants more light for his seeds. He says, there you go, seeds. Now you don't have to be afraid of the dark. Good night. And he gets up and starts heading back into the house. So maybe he's going to try the story thing later. We'll see. And so he goes inside, goes to bed, and falls asleep. And oh, it's the next day now. So this means one of two things. Either, well, I guess there's three possibilities here. Either they're going to skip the book thing altogether, or maybe Toad's going to read the seeds a story a different night, or maybe Toad will read them a book in the daytime. Let's see what happens next. Toad opens his door and says, good morning, morning. Says good morning to the morning. He's excited to see how the seeds are doing, and they have not grown yet. And Toad wishes the seeds could tell him why they won't grow. And then it starts raining. Yeah, in the book, the next day after Toad read the book to his seeds, it was raining the next day, and he was holding an umbrella singing in the rain. Wonder what kind of song he's going to sing this time, because that part in the John Matthews version was pretty funny. He sang, boom, 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 sweet little seeds, I love you so. Are you afraid of me? Why don't you grow, 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 grow? Will you grow? Oh, I love that part. My mom did too. So, wonder what he'll sing this time. When it starts raining, Toad thinks, if you seeds are afraid of the dark, you might also be afraid of the rain. So what's he gonna do now? Is he gonna try to find a whole bunch of umbrellas to cover up the No, that wouldn't be right, because Frog said, let the sun shine on them, let the rain fall on them. Soon your seeds will start to grow. So I hope Toad doesn't try to shield the seeds from the rain, because they need the rain in order to grow. So Toad gets his umbrella, which is sitting right there by the door, just like in Dragons and Giants when he left it there. He's got his umbrella this time. He opens it up and walks outside. Oh, he's got his book now. Maybe now he's going to read a story to his seeds. And I guess after that doesn't work, he's going to try singing to them later. He says, I will read you seeds a story so grand that you'll forget all about being afraid while it rains. So in the John Matthews version, he read the story that said, he saw a brilliant rainbow stretching across the sky. I've heard, said the frog, that there is a cave filled with gold at the place where the rainbow ends. I love doing that voice. So what's this story going to be about in the Apple TV version? Once upon a time, there was a very valiant Sir Toad and Squire Frog. Oh! It's the same book that they read in the previous episode, Dragons and Giants. Wow, so they're reusing this same book now. The story with Sir Toad and Squire Frog with fighting the dragon and the giants. Wow, this is amazing. This show is, even though they're doing the stories out of order, like they're not in chronological order according to the book, they're actually making it up for it by putting together their own continuity with the order that they're coming up with.